All right. Who's got Easter leftovers? Woo! We do. And besides eggs, the other big leftover my family has is usually ham. It's a good problem to have, obviously. Ham is delicious. But what are we going to do with it? Ham and cheese sandwiches can only go so far. I have the perfect solution. Let's make scalloped potatoes and ham. Let's get started.
Good things are coming. Good things.
Okay, and like always, I'd like to remind everybody that cooking should be fun and relaxing. So let's grab a relaxing juice. Let's get started. And if people are wondering, my manager is on her union-required nap, so I'm going to be speaking in my ASMR voice and trying to get as far as I can before she wakes up. So for scalloped potatoes and ham, we need three main things. We need our potatoes, of course, ham, of course. We also need a cream sauce that we'll be making here in just a minute. All right, but first we need to, I've already washed these potatoes. Now we need to peel them and slice them as thinly as we can. And we need a fairly large bowl of water to put our sliced potatoes in. All right. Okay. All right, we have all these potatoes sliced up and ready to go. We're gonna rinse this out to get rid of that potato starch, and then we're gonna work on our white sauce.
Hey, that's what she said.
All right, while these are resting, make sure you keep them covered with some water, otherwise they're gonna turn brown and oxidize, and they're gonna be gross, and you're not gonna wanna eat them. So, I will meet you over at the stove top to make our sauce. Okay, so for our white sauce, we're going to start with about a tablespoon of, oh my goodness, way too warm, way too warm.
That's a rookie move.
All right, well, that was eventful. Anywho, we're going to start with about a tablespoon of butter and about a tablespoon of olive oil, along with a half an onion. We're going to give them a quick mixing so they all have some nice coverage. There we are, there we are. That was exciting. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit of salt to our onions. There we go. And what this is going to do is it's going to make our onions sweat. All right. Quick stir. All right, so we're going to let these cook for about 2 or 3 minutes with a lid on. See you guys then. Onions are looking pretty good. You can honestly take them a bit further if you want to, but I'm trying to get a move on here so I can get this done before it's time for supper. Next thing we're going to throw in is about, I'd say that's almost a teaspoon of garlic. I'm going to hit this with a little bit more olive oil, just try to cool this thing down a little bit. I'm going to stir it all the way through. This already smells delightful. Now it's time to make our roux. All right, in order to make a roux, you need a fat or an oil and flour. And it's usually equal parts flour to fat, 1 teaspoon to 1 teaspoon. So we have about, I'd say, 2.5 teaspoons in there, so that's 1. It's about 1/2. There we go. Now my mom told me some pretty smart wisdom a while ago. You're never going to make the same roux twice. You're never going to be super accurate. Just get as close as you can. She also said veganism is for commies. So, you know, take with that as you will. And now what we're going to do is we're going to slowly add our liquid. I'm just going to add water today. Okay. Oh, sorry camera. Slowly add our liquid. There we go. And don't get weird if this looks all gummy and gluey. Roux has a funny way of going from gummy and gluey to smooth and creamy pretty quick. So just keep stirring it, keep adding your liquid. Okay. Now, I'm just adding water. If you have a box of like chicken stock or something, please use that, okay? I'm actually gonna throw in some chicken roux here in a minute. If you have box stock, that'll save you time. All right, I'm gonna speed the rest of this process up. There you go. Just gradually add your liquid until it gets nice and smoothed out, okay? There we go. All in all, I added about 2 cups worth of liquid. Just gonna stir it all the way through, stir, stir, stir. My manager's awake, and she is on the warpath straight over to me. That is okay, because we're past the dangerous part of this. Alrighty. So now we're going to turn her heat from a low to a medium high. Hello, sweetheart. Oh. And we're going to work on our seasonings. There we go. Yep. We're going to throw in some onion powder. Some garlic powder. And if you want exact measurements, I don't typically measure exactly. I'd say I'm doing about a teaspoon of each. Try that, and if it's too weak, add more, okay? We're gonna throw in about a pinch. Oh, let's do 2 pinches of paprika. Gonna hit it with some parsley, not only for the herby flavor we're gonna need, because this is gonna be a very rich dish, but it also looks really nice. Okay. Next, we're going to hit it with a little bit of black pepper. Okay, not a ton. I would honestly prefer a lot more black pepper. I like a nice peppery anything, but it's not just for me. And now we're going to salt this again. There we go. Alrighty. And people are at home probably saying that is a lot of salt, but we've also got a lot of potatoes. You have to season them somehow. Alright, and this last one, like I said before, not everybody is going to need it. if you have a boxed stock, a liquid stock, you don't need to do this last part. I just like to add my own bouillon at the end, just to control the flavor a little bit, okay? So I'm doing about, that's about a half a tablespoon, 3/4 of a tablespoon of some chicken stock. Okay. You can do better than bouillon. You can do, this is Knorr, okay? You can do whatever stock you like. If you made some stock and you're super proud of it, go ahead and use that. All right, so now we're just gonna stir this all the way through. Just like that. All right. People are wondering, at what point does this sauce turn white? We're gonna let this cook down a little bit. To cook out the flour. It'll help thicken our soup, but also when we're tasting it later on, it'll give us a more accurate measurement than tasting it right now, because that flour taste is not very good. It's kind of chalky, a little gross. So we're gonna leave this at like a medium heat with the lid on it. Okay, just like so, for I'd say about 10-15 minutes. Anyway, time to go relax. See you then. All right, we're back from our break. Let's give this thing a taster.
Then he tastes it.
That's pretty good. If you turn this into just a soup or a stew, that would be great. But we're turning it into a white sauce. Yes. And the best way to do that is to add a little bit of milk. If you have heavy cream, that'll work. I have whole milk, and that'll definitely work too. There we go. We're adding about a cup. I might add 1.5 cups of milk here, just we're gonna see how she goes. There we are. It's not looking too bad. Yeah, let's add a little bit more milk. I don't recommend skim milk or fat-free milk or any of that stuff. Just whole milk is good. If you only have skim milk, I guess use that and then throw in a little bit of like very plain yogurt or some cream, whipping cream. That'll just make up the difference. Now we're looking real good. And we need some cheese. You don't need cheese to make this thing work. If you hate the concept of cheese, there we go. We're adding just a white melty cheese, a little bit of gouda. Manager gets her cut. There we go. As much as it pains me to say it, cheese in this dish is not the end-all be-all.
Boo! No! Yuck! Boo!
Alright, I just have sliced gouda is all I have right here. If you have like a Monterey Jack, that'll work really well. A white cheddar will also work very, very well. All right, okie dokie. We're gonna let this melt in. We're just gonna stir it nice and slowly. Figure 8 patterns. There we are. Letting the whole thing just melt together. All right, and I will skip through the rest of this melding together. Or I'll speed through it, I won't skip through it, in case you want to see it happen. All right, this is looking really, really nice. Yes, really, really nice. And the way any sauce or soup or stew works is the longer you're cooking it, the better it's gonna, bless you. Oop, be right back. There we go. Sorry about that. It was cleanup time. Any hoozle. Like I was saying, the longer your soups or stews or sauces are together, the longer those flavors can mix and mingle, the better it's going to taste, and the deeper the umami.
If you'll just give me a shot.
Give this your shot.
We're gonna let this sauce cool off on its own. I'm putting the heat down to very, very low, like a simmer if you got it. If not, off will be fine while we handle our potatoes, all right? So, see you guys in just a second. Alrighty, it is time to start building our scalloped potatoes and ham. Of course, we don't want to leave out the other part of the namesake of the dish, of course. So I have about 1/4 pound's worth of leftover ham from Easter. Yummy, yummy. I'm just gonna dice this up best I can. Unless you're one of those people who likes the big chunks of ham in their scalloped potatoes and ham, that can also be quite delicious. I'm getting a thumbs up from my manager. Yummy, yummy. There we go. All right, there we go. Nothing fancy, just gave it a quick dad chop, and we are ready to go. All righty, I'm going with a smaller baking dish. This might, oh, you know what? I bet you this is gonna fill a bigger one. Hang on. All right, let's see how this does. Yes. Next, we're going to drain our potatoes from earlier, and now we're gonna make something like a potato lasagna, okay? First, we're gonna need just a dollop of our sauce on the bottom. There we go. Treating this exactly like a lasagna if you've ever made one. That's how you start a lasagna, with a lube layer. Mine's out of the gutter, fellas. And now we're just going to put in a bunch of potatoes. Nice and thinly sliced. Okay. Just like so. Now, if you did not add your cheese in, or if you forgot to add your cheese in, this is a perfect time to just sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top. It'll get through just fine. Okay, we're going to sprinkle in some ham. Yeah, my manager is asking for a piece of ham, I'm sure. Just words of encouragement. All right. All right, and then we're going to repeat the process. All right, and this is the last layer. I got about 3-4 layers of potatoes. There we go. We're gonna try to cover this sauce right up to the base of these potatoes here. There we go. There we go. And we're going to do the old classic push and pull technique to even out the sauce. There we go. It's classic. Every chef knows this one. I am not a chef, but I'm just saying. Like, I guarantee Gordon Ramsay himself would approve of the push and pull technique. There we go. Just getting in their hands, why not? We're already getting our hands dirty, might as well get the rest dirty. There we go. Alrighty, now wash your hands, and this can go in the oven. Now you could absolutely cover this with foil or plastic wrap and stick it in the refrigerator for overnight, and it would be perfectly fine. Make sure you take the wrapping off before you put it in the oven, of course. But I'm gonna bake this right now. We're gonna set our timer for 1 hour and 15 minutes, okay? We're gonna make sure all these potatoes get cooked all the way through, all right? Alrighty, and I will see everybody in about 1.5 hours. We're about to get real relaxed. Alrighty, now full disclosure, I said this would take 1 hour and 15 minutes. It was cooked through at the 1 hour and 15 minute mark, but I wanted to brown the top. So I added an extra 10 minutes onto it, okay? So we're trying to get this golden brown top on there with these potatoes. Yes. Now we're gonna set this to the side and let it cool down for about 10 minutes or so. This is lava in here, so there's no fear in it cooling down too much, all right? See you guys in 10. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. How good does this thing look? My goodness. Of course, it doesn't matter how it looks. It only matters how it tastes. Very hot, so please be careful.
Oh my God.
Oh dear Lord, is that good? Manager's asking for a bite. Here we go. This is everything you want in scalloped potatoes and ham. It's creamy. It's got nice flavor. It's bold. Kind of like your mom. But seriously, it is super yummy. And it goes great with some meditation juice. Barley meditation juice for those at home. Going for another bite. It's good. Let's see. Oh, yep. And that is manager approved. 2 thumbs up. Well, if you want another potato dish that I have, I'm going to put a link here to my Tater Fest playlist. It's got all kinds of potato dishes I did back in December. Got shepherd's pie, hot dish, all kinds of good stuff. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Please give me a comment down below. Let me know how this has helped you. Let me know what you think about the dish. What other kinds of potato dishes can I do? How else could you use ham after Easter besides ham and cheese? We all get the hot ham and cheese. It's delicious, but let's do another one. If you want a different kind of a gratin-esque dish, I have a dirty rice. I have a Midwestern dirty rice, and I have a jambalaya also. You can all check that out. Please give me a like down below and a subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can monetize this channel. If you want to buy some merch, please go to my merch store and buy a mug or a hat or something. We got some nice t-shirts in there. You get yourself a Relax and Juice t-shirt. This is super good. Oh, all right, she's wanting one. This is going to go great as a side to our tilapia tonight. I'll put a link to my baked tilapia right here as well. All right. I've been Dad. It's supper time. Bye-bye. The deeper the umami is going to be. All right. We're going to let this kind of cool off on its own. We're going to let this sauce cool off on its